Hey guys, welcome back to Eileen's World and the next stop on my world tour, Costa Rica. We spent 10 days driving around the country to explore the best of the West and East Coast. If you want to find out what we did, where we went, and how much it's really cost to go to Costa Rica, then make sure you keep on watching. We landed into Juan Santa Maria International Airport in the capital of Costa Rica, San Jose. If you're arriving from the US, you won't need a visa to enter, so after we breezed through immigration, it was time to pick up our rental car. And regarding cash, it's best to withdraw money from an ATM. The money exchange at the international airport has a terrible exchange rate, I know from personal experience. While most places accept credit cards, cash will be necessary for toll booths, small vendors, and smaller restaurants. Some restaurants and shops will accept the US dollar, but always double check to see if it's better for you to pay in US dollars or in colones. We rented a car from Economy, and upon arrival, a shuttle took us to the rental pickup, which is just a short drive away. Since we were going on a road trip for 10 days, we made sure to get a car that had a trunk that was fully covered. We arrived into San Jose pretty late in the evening, so we stayed at one of the hotels nearby the airport for the night before starting our road trip the next day. Burla Airport Hotel was close enough to the airport and car rental and was good enough for the night. It's small, but it's clean, and breakfast is included with the rate, so that was a nice bonus. And there's even a pool if you have time for that. After stocking up on some road trip necessities at Walmart, we started our 2-hour drive from San Jose to La Fortuna. We are leaving San Jose now. We're headed to La Fortuna, which is where we'll be staying for the next 2 days. And it's about a 2.5-hour drive, so it's noontime. By the time we get there, we should be able to check into our hotel. And then we have to head over to the chocolate tour that I have booked at 3 o'clock. And let me tell you, what you hear about the potholes in Costa Rica is definitely true. Some roads are better than others, but just be careful when driving. Secreto La Fortuna was located in the city center and cost us $70 a night with breakfast and parking included. When staying in La Fortuna, you have the option of staying in town, like us, or closer to the hot springs and Volcano. I would definitely come back to this hotel. I was very happy staying in town, and it's just really a 20 to 30 minute drive to the hot springs, Volcano, and hanging bridges. We just got to our hotel room in La Fortuna. This place is called Hotel Secreto, and it's really spacious. It's 2 rooms. We got a fridge, which is always a plus to keep our drinks cold. We got a safe, and here's the bathroom. We got the pool area on this side. Ooh, and there's another pool. It's pretty cloudy today, but she said that when the clouds aren't here, you can see the volcano. We arrived with enough time to join a chocolate tour at Don Olivo. We purchased a tour on TripAdvisor for $25 a person. The tour started with a walk through the fruit trees where we got to try star fruit, papaya, an orange volcano, and even some freshly squeezed sugarcane juice and rum optional. The tour ended with a walk through the cacao trees and a demonstration on how chocolate is made.
Nutella. I want white chocolate. Oh my god.
The name of the tour is a bit misleading. It's more of a fruit farm tour than a chocolate tour, but I think the price is fair for the experience and all the things we got to do. Our tour guide was the son of the owner, and he kept us laughing and thoroughly entertained the entire time. That night, we had dinner at Restaurant La Familia, which serves typical Costa Rican dishes, and it's located inside the town center and just a short walk away from our hotel. We ordered a chicken empanada, a pork asado, and a guanabana agua fresca. The food was well priced, tasty, and I would totally recommend this restaurant if you're in La Fortuna. After filling breakfast at our hotel, we made the 20-minute drive to Arenal 1968 Volcano View and Trails for a walk. So here is the entrance to the park where you can park over there. There's plenty of space. It's about 8:30 right now. The park's been open for 30 minutes, and this here is where you pay for parking. It looks like a tree, but there's actually people inside. We went all the way to here and we're waiting for someone to open the gate for us, and we're like, hello. There is one part that we turn the corner and it's a little bit steep, but they have these here to help you, which is nice. I feel like you can still do it without the ropes, but it's nice that they have these. 2 hours later, we finished the hike, the trail. We don't really call it a hike. It's a trail. Trail ends in a cafe, beautiful cafe, which I'll show you guys. And behind me is the view of the Arenal volcano. Just some clouds in the top. It's not smoke, don't worry. And then look at this over here. Ooh. Here's a cafe that I said that the trail ends at. How well located is this? We're gonna have a drink now. I don't care how much it is. It could be $5 for water. It might be $5 for water. I'll take it. Here is a map of the Místico Arenal Hanging Bridges Park. It looks like a theme park, and it says it should be 2.5 hours long, but since we don't have a tour guide, we didn't pay for that extra feature. He said it should just take about 1.5 hours, so we'll see. We made it to our first suspension bridge. That walk was paved, but it wasn't easy. This one has a view of Arenal, partially covered by a cloud. That's it, we're done. That was the last suspension bridge that we just crossed. Took us 1 hour and 20 minutes, and that's with the stopping around the garden and the waterfall as well. So that was pretty cool. There's not many people here. So pretty much every time we crossed the bridge, it was just us. We got our wristbands to use the hot springs at Los Lagos Hotel Spa and Resort. It was $17 for just the entrance, and if you want like a lunch package, it's $35, but we're just doing the entrance. Silly me, didn't bring towels from the hotel. It's $2 each per towel. And then you also need to put a $10 deposit. Luckily, Jose had cash, US dollars in his pocket, so that worked out. I'm starting to learn that it's very convenient to have US dollars on you. I could have just used this shirt to dry myself and save $2, but whatever. I just left the hot springs because I was feeling very lightheaded, and even getting out of the pool I was so we moved on to the natural pool. It has just pictured the, I don't know, here, no clouds. Let's get in.
It's day 3 and time to head to Monteverde. It was a 3-hour drive from La Fortuna, and I have to say this is where we experienced the worst potholes of the entire trip. We drove directly to Monteverde Cloud Forest and bought tickets on site for $25 per person. Since we went to the park so close to closing, we found parking right in the front of the park. Otherwise, there is an option to park and take a shuttle.
Here are our tickets to go to Monteverde, and if you lose these, they will charge you $12 each. I guess the benefit is that, why can't I breathe? The benefit is that you can access the park. You can go in and out privileges, I guess, for the day, but we only have 2 hours, so it's not like we'll be doing much in and outing. Anyway, we got 2 hours, so we gotta go. This was the route that was suggested for us, which is the Sendero El Camino, and I think it's a 40-minute round trip. and we should be able to see a hanging bridge somewhere along the way. Back on that uphill journey. Woo! But at least it's much cooler here than it was in La Fortuna. Lots of shade, nice and cool. So I'm wearing my Tevas, which I always wear. They're very comfortable to walk in, no matter the terrain. And I'm getting bitten by all these giant ants. So just wear closed-toed covered shoes. Here is the view from the end of the Mirador La Ventana trail.
We stayed at El Sueño Hotel for $35, which included parking and breakfast at the Mexican restaurant downstairs. It's located in the small city center, so it's close to all the restaurants and a short drive to and from Monteverde Cloud Forest. The room was small with no air conditioning, and since it was facing the street, there was a lot of noise. But considering the price that we paid, we can't really complain too much, and it did the job for a one-night stay.
We're at Tico and Rico. Tico y Rico for dinner. It's traditional Costa Rican food. It's also happy hour, so some drinks are 2 for 1. Our beefsteak casado with beef, beans, plantains, a fried egg, a salad, a tortilla with cheese, and the Aztec soup. It comes with bread, salsa, tortilla strips, avocado, and cheese. Look at that.
The food was okay, nothing to rave on about, but I think it was too expensive, so I don't really recommend coming here. If you're looking for a place to have some local beer, then head over to Monteverde Brewing Company. We ordered the passion fruit and strawberry hard seltzer, which they make to order by mixing fresh fruit with hard seltzer, and it was so delicious and so refreshing. On day 4, we had breakfast at the hotel and drove from Monteverde to Quepos, which is the gateway to Manuel Antonio Park and also the last stop on the west coast. It was a 3.5-hour drive, and we took a little break in between to stop by the Crocodile Bridge, stretch our feet, and get a drink. We stayed at Bongo Hotel for $77 a night, which included parking and breakfast. The rooms were all separated, and it feels like you're surrounded by nature and wildlife. And you can even see the capuchin monkeys wandering around or the macaws flying by. We didn't have anything planned once we arrived, so we spent the rest of the night at the marina before it started pouring.
I was so hungry that when the food came and my mouth was watering, I completely forgot to make a video of it, but we got huevos rancheros for breakfast. I'll insert a picture up here. It was very, very, very good. We are now headed to Manuel Antonio National Park. Our tickets are to enter from 8 to 8:40, and it's already 8:15-ish. We're about a 13-minute drive from the park. I'm very excited to get in and see if it really is like a horror movie, just like what they said in Google reviews. Hey guys, we made it into Manuel Antonio Park. So I got a couple tips for you guys. Make sure you're paying very close attention. So what we did is that on our way up here, even before you get to the park, maybe, I don't know, everything's in kilometers. I don't know, I'll give you minutes. Maybe like 3 minutes before you get into the park driving, you're gonna see signs that say official parking lot. Well, the signs are not very official, they're very janky. They're made by a 3-year-old. And then guys with whistles, blowing
blowing the whistle at you, telling you to stop, or flagging you down, pointing you left, right, to whoever. The trick is just drive past them. Don't even acknowledge them. Don't slow down. Don't roll down the window. They don't do anything. You just keep on going. That's on the main road, which is kind of far off from where the entrance actually is. Once you turn to the main street that leads into the park, you'll see less parking guys, but towards the end, you'll see a couple more. So we met one who actually right as soon as we got to the gate where you couldn't even drive further, we met one and he showed us his badge. It says he's official tourism, blah, 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 blah. We were very skeptical. We were gonna take a picture of his badge. Anyway, so he pointed us to a parking spot that was literally as close as you can get to the park, and he said it was 4,000 colones. I did the conversion, it's about like over $6. Fine, whatever. Again, it's very, very close. Like 5 steps and you're into the park. Right now it's like 8:30, almost 9. There's no line, so super easy to get in. Make sure you bring an ID though, because they do verify. And we were asking the guys that were bag checking us, and they basically said nobody who is working outside of the gates is official. Pretty much what you have to do is just pay them, park, and just get on with your day, because if you don't want anything to happen in your car. So for me, hopefully nothing happens to our car, but again, kind of have to play nice because they know where you park and they know that you're gone. But I can totally see that if you don't speak Spanish, or you assume that an official parking lot sign is actually official, then how you can easily be bamboozled. But yeah, a lot of the parking lots that we first saw, they're very far away, so it's quite a bit of a walk. Jose went back to the car to grab something that he forgot, and our official tour guide, he asked Jose if everything was good inside because he saw Jose talking to the officials.
Oh, no.
He even said he had the audacity to tell us that we could even ask the people on the inside if he's official, and that if he isn't, we can take him to jail or sue him or whatever it is. We know the truth. The truth is out there.
Perdidos, sé lo que siento, pero tú no. Nos entendemos haciendo.
I was trying to find out what this stop was all about, but it's just a little hard to read.
Si me amaste alguna vez, yeah. O si fuiste mi mujer. Por lo que yo he visto y lo que te gusta, amor de tu vida yo no voy a hacer. Dame una noche, te voy a demostrar que soy el pecado que amas.
I think it's time for some maintenance here. So we're gonna give this feedback to our tour guide in the front that we met earlier. Since he's an official tour guide, we're gonna bombard him with all of our feedback from this national park. Basically, all of the viewpoints that are part of this trail are closed. That trail we just did pretty much was in this foresty area, and after we crossed that bridge one way or another, we ended up going down these stairs, so we didn't get back to where it started. We're back on the beach, which is fine. Visiting Costa Rica during the wet season can be like this.
Y no llenarás de fantasías. Ya me dijiste lo que quería. No eran besos ni poesía.
I'm gonna show you how close our car is. We're done with the park. Do 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 do. And our car is right there. Well, I didn't see any sloths. We saw 2 types of monkeys. The TT monkey, which is the small monkey, which is also can be seen at our hotel, and the howler monkey, the one with the white face. We saw one of those at the picnic area, which was pooping from a tree. Saw those 3 animals. Didn't see any sloths. There are barely any animals out here. Disappointing much. I thought that of all these places, Manuel Antonio would be the place to see everything. No, that's not the case. Now it's time to lunch. We paid our mafia We paid our mafia man our 4,000 colones. Checked our cars, no scratches. All the tires seem to be in working order, and now we're gonna head on out. On our way back, we found a great lunch spot, El Chino Pizzero, and it caught our attention because we don't normally see Chinese food and pizzeria combinations. We ordered the arroz canton, which is fried rice, the taco chino, which is an egg roll, and the pizza tikka, which had plantains, mozzarella, bacon, and ham. This meal was the best affordable meal that I had in Costa Rica. Today we got some gallo pinto, plantains, eggs, mayo, and a local cheese. I forgot what it's called. He just told me. Good morning. We are headed to Tortuguero, which should be about a 5-hour-ish drive. So we're heading out early so that we can make the boat shuttle. You gotta take a boat to get to your hotel, and the last boat's at 4:30. We're gonna park our car in La Pavona, and then I read online that it's about an hour boat ride through the mangroves. Maybe we'll see some animals. Like I mentioned earlier, there will be a bunch of tolls that you'll have to go through during this road trip, and most of them accept credit cards, but not all of them do, so make sure you have cash. 5 hours later, and we have made it to La Pavona. We're waiting for our contact to come fetch us. Our hotel connected us with him, and he's supposed to be the person that's going to help us get the tickets and get on the boat, etc. Oh, there he is. Donis is his name. He said that it's $4 for the trip and then $2 for luggage. 13,600 colones to park 2 nights. Here is the parking lot. There's a restaurant, supermarket, souvenir store over there. This is the restaurant, restroom, mini market next to the parking lot. And you can use the bathroom, baños, cómodos, comfortable bathrooms. And you know what? They are very comfortable and they're very clean. It costs $1 or 500 colones. And sometimes you have to do the conversion because right now it's about 600 colones is $1. So if you have colones, then just pay colones because then it's more like 80 cents than $1. You save 20 cents, you know, every 20 cents helps. We made it to our hotel. Hotel Sunset Rooms is the name. It took exactly 1 hour to get from La Pavona to here, and we were the last people to get dropped off on the ride. It wasn't so bad. It feels like you're going through the Amazon River or whatever. But let's check out the room. We have a fridge, pretty big fridge. We have a little wardrobe here. We got 2 beds. We got an AC, and look at our view. Oh God, don't. It's very sunny right now, but we can be right there, have a drink, right by the trash. We are facing the river. All right, let's close before the mosquitoes get in. Here's the bathroom. Very simple, basic. Shower. Look at all that electricity that's just right by the water. Our room is the one that's right over here. Reception's there. And this is where we got dropped off. They have happy hour from 5 to 7. 2 drinks for 6,000. So 2 for $10. Just a 5-minute walk away from our hotel is the beach, and this is the Atlantic side, Atlantic Ocean, and the sand is quite dark, the water looks dark. I read in my guidebook that they didn't want to call it Caribbean Sea or Caribbean beaches because they didn't want people to think of like white sand and blue waters, because this is definitely dark, on the darker side.
Oiga, señorita, tú me quieres nada más, que no sabes amar, no me digas que es verdad.
I hope you can hear me, and I hope I don't step on any turtles while I'm doing this. So we just got on the beach and just started walking and didn't really know what exactly to look for to see where the turtles were. We kind of saw a crowd of people, and then we realized there was one that was making its way over to the ocean. But if you're here, this is what you should look out for. Look for all of these marks, these little the trail the turtles lead. That's when you know they're hatching. Ordered the medium pepperoni pizza that has pepperoni and onions. Good size for the both of us. There's like what, 8 slices?
Very thin.
And I got the pasta carbonara.
Ultra thin.
If you're like me and always craving pizza and pasta, then check out Buddha Cafe. The prices are pretty standard for Costa Rica. There's outdoor seating to view the sunset, and the pepperoni pizza and carbonara was so good. It's our first full day in Tortuguero, and Jose took a canoe trip this morning at like 5:45. Obviously could not be bothered to wake up that early, and I just feel like I've been bamboozled so many times and seen no animals, so I'm excited to see what he saw on his trip. There they are, returning on their journey. The canoe tour was $30 and highly recommended by Jose. He saw caimans, sloths, different birds, just to name a few. I'll leave the guide's information in the description box below. Since breakfast was not included or available at our hotel, we went to Dorling's Bakery to try their famous banana bread. They have a variety of breakfast options available, and the best part is the outdoor seating with the view of the water. If you come to Dorling Cafe, you gotta get a banana bread, because it's the moistest bread you'll ever eat. Make sure you're wearing closed-toe shoes if you're coming to the park, because there are a lot of ants. And you know, I've experienced an ant bite in Monteverde. It was not fun. It was a very big ant that wouldn't let go. The humidity here on this side of the island, it's next level stuff. And apparently it's wet season all throughout Costa Rica, but here on this side it's always raining. So when it's wet season in the other parts of Costa Rica, it's actually drier here, is what I've learned. Okay, I'm not quite sure how long this trail is, but we're just going around and around. It all really just looks the same. You're walking through the jungle alongside the beach, and I think they should rename it Lizard National Park, because there's a lot of these rainbow looking lizards scurrying by. And we saw a blue butterfly and like a giant bird that looks like a turkey / peacock. I knew something smelled bad, and we found a dead turtle here. We found a bunch of vultures, and they're eating something. Probably turtles. I don't want to compete with the vultures, so I'm not getting very close. And this part of the beach is covered by a lot of dead turtles. Headless turtles. I know. And the birds are waiting for us to leave so they can eat. As I was saying about this being a grim visit to the park, here are some turtle remains. Just the shell and the bones. This is more like a turtle cemetery. We're at the end of the trail, and guess what? It's a one-way loop. It's not even a loop! It's not even a loop! Now we gotta go back past the turtle cemetery, past the dead, decaying turtle, all the bones, We are just finishing up with Tortuguero National Park. Spent 3 hours there, a lot longer than I expected, especially since I heard it's a very small national park. So my review is the trail is kind of unexciting, uneventful. It's just like walking through the jungle. Then once you get to marker like 59 or so on the Jaguar Trail is when it gets very interesting. We are at Mi Niño number 2 because there is a number 1 somewhere down the street and they have happy hour from 12 to 8. So that's what's up. Look at these chicken fajitas. Oh, baby. This is so dense. So good. It's what I needed. Buenos dias. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. We're on the beach and we have to leave in about 2.5 hours from Tortuguero because our water taxi is going to pick us up. But we're at the beach now because we want to see if we can see any turtles this early in the morning before it gets super hot. We haven't found any hatching turtles yet. I think a lot of them were hatched this morning because I see the footprints on the, or fin prints, whatever. But look, there's this has to be a trail of a mama that came last night and laid her eggs. Dang, they really do dig up quite a hole. We found some here. There's 2. The ground moves from time to time. Maybe there's gonna be a whole bunch. Wow. Wow. Oh. Wow. Oh my God. Wow, that was the most magical thing I ever witnessed in my life. Look at all of the little prints left by the turtles that just went into the ocean, and none of them were snatched up by any vultures.
We enjoyed our last breakfast in Tortuguero at Soda Oasis. Sodas are what Costa Ricans or ticos call their local mom and pop restaurant serving traditional Costa Rican cuisine.
My pinto, huevos rancheros, and a giant plate of frutas. We made it. Adios. Pura vida. I guess it's pee time for everyone to try to get off of try to leave Tortuguero. I keep on calling it an island. It's not an island. It's just a strip of land that you can only get to by water.
After getting back into La Pavona, we made the 4-hour drive south to Puerto Viejo de Talamanca.
We just got to our room in Amidodo beach rooms. It's connected to the restaurant of the same name. But this room is huge. We got a bed here, twin bed, a microwave, a desk, whole shelving area, the bathroom. Upstairs is another room as well. There's a common kitchen area that we can use too. Got your microwave, stove, sink. The owners of the Amimoto restaurant and hotel are originally from Italy, so we had to try out the restaurant for dinner. We ordered the bolognese, Amimoto salad, and Amimoto cocktail. It was definitely a splurge and the most expensive meal we had in Costa Rica, but completely worth it because we finished every last bite. We spent the morning and early afternoon at Punta Uvas, which is a 11-minute drive from the city center. Got the gentleman over there selling chips. So I bought a bag for 1,000 colones. If you're at Punta Uva and you didn't bring any food or drinks, don't worry because there's people coming by selling empanadas, plantain chips. A guy came by selling some brownies, sweets. Someone is also selling ceviche as well, so you definitely have options for food if you didn't bring any. On our way back from Punta Uva, we wanted to treat ourselves to a nice lunch with a beach view, so we stopped by Noah Beach Club. So we ordered the happy hour drinks, which is by the day of the week. Today's Friday, so we got a mojito. Can I add that something about cocktails in Costa Rica doesn't even give me a buzz? Is this like a tourist scam or something? Sushi's here. We got the cockless sushi, which has tuna and cucumber and a mango sauce on top. That was the worst sushi I ever had. Well, praise the Lord. I finally found a sloth live in action up on the tree at our spot that we're at for lunch, Noah Beach Club. See, I found a sloth for free. And it's very slow. Our post-beach lunch is done. That was the most underwhelming, expensive meal that we've had here. Almost $40 for 2 drinks and mushy sushi. But you get to see 2 sloths and the place is nice. Service is kind of slow. And then you also get to see this. Ooh, this is spooky. All these birds. Ah! Good morning, everyone. It's very early by my standards, 7:42. It's our last day in Costa Rica. It's our last day in Puerto Viejo, the Talamanca. And our flight tonight is from San Jose at 8 p.m. So we have time to go to the beach. We're going to go to another beach today, Cocles, for some snorkeling. His snorkeling, me just going neck deep in the water. And then check out, and then we're going to make the 4-hour drive back to San Jose. We may have a little bit of time for lunch or something, but otherwise we got to head on out. We made it to Playa Cocles. I forgot my hat, but it's literally just us and 2 other couples. I think they're staying at one of the hotels that has beach access, so they're just here chilling. Yeah, time to get in the water, despite the sign that says dangerous waters or dangerous oceans. We got a big sloth up there scratching away. With traffic heading into San Jose, it took us longer than expected to get back. We had just enough time to drop off our car and head directly to the airport. So that wraps up my 10-day road trip in Costa Rica. If you guys plan on visiting soon and have any questions about visiting the country or any of the places that we went to, please leave it down in the comments below.